What's up, y'all? I'm Black Talent Sport, and this is Explorer Power Series. Now, I'm just going to be doing a couple of videos that basically will go over how to make power with your Explorer based on what parts are available. But first, I want to remind you guys to please continue to smash that like button, subscribe, hit all so that you get notified when I come out with these videos. Now, let's get right into today's video. What's up, y'all? All right, so just to kind of reiterate of what I said in the intro about these this series of videos, yes, I am calling it the Explorer Power Series, and it's just so that we can basically discuss and so that I can also show you ways that you can increase power in your Explorer, and of course, it's going to be based off of what parts are actually available for our Explorers, because this is a platform that not many companies are rushing to make parts for. So we're really limited to what's available, but I decided to make this series of videos just to let you guys know what's out there for our Explorers and the different parts that you can get. I got my notes here, so we're going to get right into it. Now, the first video that we're going to be discussing, or the first area, is the transmission upgrades. While I was actually making this particular video here on this subject, transmission upgrades, I was at the dealership while I was waiting to get my oil change done. If you haven't seen the video of Premier Ford actually blowing my transmission, in that video, I was interrupted. While I was making this video, I was interrupted by the service writer coming over to me to let me know that there's a problem with my car. I'll link that video above. But as I said, this was the actual video that I was making while that incident occurred. So this is a little more heartfelt to me. It's just kind of crazy that the subject that I was on, as far as the transmission goes, was the actual problem that happened to my vehicle at the same time. Just kind of one of those crazy kind of things. All right, so transmission upgrades for the Explorers are basically three. We got three options, y'all. All right, but first I wanted to talk a little bit about common failures with our transmission. The most common failure, I don't know which one comes before, but a common failure is slippage. A lot of us, we experience slippage with these transmissions, sometimes very early. I've heard of stories of people experiencing slippage around between 30 and 48,000 miles. Crazy. I myself experienced slippage first around, I think that was in the 70K range, 70,000 miles. At that time, what I decided to do, because I recognized it from my previous vehicle, I was experiencing clutch slippage, and I recognized that I had the same exact type of scenario happening, which is around 1500 RPMs. I started to feel some shuddering, like and then while I was going up hills, it just seemed like the car didn't know which gear it should be in. So what I did was I went into the dealership and said, I was having this issue, and I requested for them to do a transmission flush, because on my previous vehicle, once I did that transmission flush, the problem went away. And it was the same thing with this. They did the flush, so the problem went away. But unfortunately, when I got to 100,000 miles, same exact slippage started to come back. So I went back to the dealership, hey, could you do another transmission flush, which will only be the second time that I've had it done. It's like, no, we're not going to do the transmission flush. You're at 100K. Made no sense to me, but I was like, you know what, whatever. Fast forward till the mileage that I was at when Premier Ford blew my transmission. I was almost at 205,000 miles. So for about 100,000 miles, I was experiencing transmission clutch slippage, basically. Whenever I try to go up a hill, it will be a problem. It will be slipping and or natural transmission select. The range increased from 1500 to about 2000, between 2000, sometimes 2,500 RPM. But that was clutch slippage. That was the problem that I was having with my transmission. What broke on my transmission when Moses did that brake boosting launch was the input shaft. Completely different area within the transmission. My input shaft was working just fine. I just had clutch slippage. Which, if you think about it, being that I was having problems with the clutches, whatever power I threw at it, it would just slip and not break the input shaft. Another common area is, which is not really, technically not the transmission, but most people associate it with the transmission, which is the PTU. Our PTUs, you know, I've had a very long history of braking, especially on the later models, you know, 2017 and down. I find that you don't have too many 2018s having PTU issues. There are some, but the majority, if you look, the majority of people that are having problems with their PTU, they're not usually 2018s. I've seen some 2019s, believe it or not. And that's basically because Ford figured out that in general, this is a generalization of what I believe the problem was. It's generally around cooling. Either the fluid leaked out or just had poor cooling of the PTU. In fact, has had poor cooling. So a lot of, for 2018, Ford, you know, did a lot of different things, which I equate all, I'm not going to name them all, but I equate the general area that's related to the fixes were cooling. All right, keep that in mind. So those are the two main areas that we typically have problems with our transmissions, clutch slippage and PTU problems. All right, so now let's get into what upgrade options are. We have 3 options for upgrading our transmissions, and they're pretty good options, I must say. All right, the first company is a company called SP Precision, and it's spprecision.com. I first found this company when I first started having that clutch slippage. I was just trying to look around to see what are my options, and I found that this company actually they make a transmission for our Explorers, but their transmissions, they consider them to be a performance grade remanufactured, not a rebuild. What that basically means is that they're not putting in the same OEM parts. They're putting in upgraded parts. They have a list of parts that they say that they put in there with standards, testing standards, and so forth and so on. Even the torque converter. But they're you know, like I said, they are considered to be a performance grade transmission, performance grade remanufactured, and it's a pretty good option. I really like their pricing. You know, everything seems to be better than stock in terms of this particular transmission. And one other thing that they have, they offer that I really like, is a warranty. Now their warranty, the warranty from their part is covered by the installation of whatever shop you take it to, as long as they're ASC certified. If they're ASC certified, then their warranty covers over to the part, not the warranty that the shop provides. So that's a very good thing that they offer that I really like that. The next option, which is relevant to me, would have been relevant to me prior to that Premier Ford blowing my transmission, which would be our clutches. There's a company called Reybesto's Powertrain. They have a stage 1 clutch pack that you can purchase and install or get installed for our transmission. Remember, like I tell you, these transmissions, they slip. So here we have a company that make a clutch pack, which is very nice. I like what I see there. If you just want to upgrade the clutches in the transmission, there you go. That's a great option right there. Now they also have and it also comes where you can buy a filter, the transmission filter as well through them. All right, now the third option, final option, which I absolutely love, it is level 10 transmissions. Now they make a billet torque converter along with what they call the Bulletproof transmission. I first found out about level 10 transmissions when I was a kid. I'm not going to tell you exactly how old I am, but trust me, I was young. I was an apprentice at a speed shop here in Brooklyn. It was called Tri-State Auto Works. Let me know in the comments below if any of you ever heard of this shop. But anyway, I was an apprentice at that shop. It was primarily a Supra shop. There's a lot of Supras, some Hondas, BMWs as well. But there's a few of the customers there, they had Supras and they had level 10 transmissions in them. And the way that I found out about that is, I would always notice that when these Supras pull off, I knew they were automatic, but when they pulled off, they would chirp tires. I'm like, yo, how is it that this car is chirping tires like that? And they explained to me that that customer guy has a level 10 transmission. I was like, so I looked into it, and what they do is they offer a upgraded valve body, of course the torque converters with a higher stall speed, and a few other things that they changed. But I always remember like, wow, that's pretty dope. So fast forward to nowadays that I'm in need of a transmission and I'm looking for the options or something that could possibly handle more power. I remembered level 10. I'm like, now if you look at their website, you're not going to see a listing for Explorers. However, I did speak with Pat about it. These guys have been around for 40 years and they basically can do a custom build with whatever transmission that you either bring to them, or they actually come and pick up your car as well. They offer that. But basically, with their bulletproof transmission, man, they putting in the works, and it's good stuff, man. It can handle the power. You look, even fast forward to today, some of the fastest cars, you'll see the level 10 transmission has been installed in them. I can think of a few which I'm not going to mention, but they're still running strong today, 40 plus years. So that is the option that I am going with. It's a transmission I've always wanted to get, and now the opportunity presented itself. So I'm going to be in the near future, I'm going to be getting the level 10 transmission definitely. Right now, Bullet is over at my favorite shop to go to do any work that I don't feel like doing or can't do. None other than Brooklyn Motors. That's what Bullet is right now as we speak. I actually went and had my car picked up from the dealership and had it towed right over to Brooklyn Motors for Eric and the crew to take care of it, take care of the situation for me, and to get that level 10 transmission installed. All right, so that's basically going to be I'm going to wrap up this video with this Explorer Power series. There's quite a few videos that I'll be releasing and uploading. I didn't want to make it all one video because I wanted you guys to watch. It'll be way too long if I just decided to make it all one video. So make sure you guys are staying tuned. Make sure that you are subscribing to this channel and hit all so that you'll get notified when I come out with these videos. I would greatly appreciate that. All right, so that's going to wrap up this video. I want you guys to remember to please have a blessed day and